Hello everybody, welcome to Cafecito time, and let's welcome November. Can you believe it? Well, today we're in for a big treat. We're gonna talk about termites, and who better than Javier Muñoz. Javier, thank you for coming. Javier has a very long-term business in the city of Downey, and I am very proud to say I've been working with him for at least the last 10 years.
Thank you. Thank you, Soledad, for having us. Downey Exterminators. I'm the owner of the company and been in Downey for over 18 years, 18 plus years now.
Yeah.
And servicing the community with all the termite needs.
Thank you. So Javi, what exactly is termite?
Well, termite is a pest. It's an insect that eat the wood. They're just about the only ones in Southern California that will make damage to the wood by eating it, and it's something that should be taken care of to look at. Also, another source of wood destroying water in the form of fungus and dry rot.
So it's created from the water, also the dry rot.
Well, water will damage the wood. Yes, with time. With moisture, fungus, and then dry rot. So, as a structural pest control inspector, not only do we look for termites, anything that destroys the wood, which is also a problem.
Thank you. Are there different types of termites?
Yes, here in Southern California we have two types: subterranean termites and drywood termites. Listen very carefully. Drywood termites, they don't drink the water. They eat the pulp of the wood, and the subterranean termites are in the soil looking for moisture because they drink water and wood to eat.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
Yes.
What are some of the indications that you might have termite, and when is a good time to call your company?
Correct, thank you for that. When is a good time to call? Well, usually homeowners call us when they see droppings, okay? Termite droppings, usually in the window sills, in the base molding, or coming from the ceiling, from the light fixtures. What does that indicate? That you do have termites in the attic. There's twice a year when we get termite swarmings. When you start seeing ants-looking insects with wings trying to escape to another source, another home maybe, perhaps to create a new colony. So when you see droppings, that's an indication that they are in your attic, in the sub area, or behind the walls. And they've probably been there for quite a long time.
Okay, so how often should an inspection be made?
I recommend at least every 3 years to have a professional inspected, where we go underneath the house. If you're in a raised foundation, we go to your attic, we inspect the interior and the exterior. I suggest 3, no more than 5 years.
Great. Let me ask you something, Javi. Would a new house be prone to having termites?
There's a possibility. Why? Because all new construction, most of it is done with with pine, which is a softwood that it's easier for the termites to eat. Versus houses that were built in the 40s and 50s and 30s is built with redwood, which is a harder wood to chew. So believe it or not, a house built in the 30s could last longer than a house built 5 years ago.
Incredible.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of new construction with termites because it's easier to eat, and the colonies rather eat that wood, you know. And then when they do multi-track homes where they get thousands of pieces of wood delivered, they're not hand-picked. So there's a possibility that I'm not having a termite infestation. So yeah, new homes doesn't mean that excluded. Matter of fact, they're more prone for termites.
Wow. Now, as a realtor, we order termite inspections. Usually when there's a listing more than when there is a sale. How important is that?
Really important. Why sold it? Here. The houses that the realtors are selling, they were probably built in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. What does that mean? They're 80, 90, almost 100 years old. So at any given point, I'm sure that has had a termite infestation. So it's something to have it checked every time, especially when you buy a house as a potential buyer. If you're making a $500,000, $1 million investment, I highly recommend having it inspected, because you, the realtors, and the buyers and the sellers are not going to go in the attic. We're not going to crawl underneath the sub area, most likely. We do that for you guys, and we issue a report. And give or take, it could cost $350 for repairs, it could cost $4,000 for repairs. We don't know until we provide you with the report, and probably needs with the local tree, a couple of repairs, which we do that. Anything that is damaged by wood, damaged by the termite and wood, we replace it. Or it's damaged by water. So that is also included in that.
Thank you. So what is the difference between local treatment and tenting a property?
Good question. Here's the difference. Once we do a full inspection of the house, the licensed inspector would make a judgment call as to what the property needs. If we can find the infestation is just in a local area, then we call for a local treatment, where we inject the chemical into the wood and kill about 60 to about 90% of all the termites in that colony. Now, when we find droppings in the attic, in the sub-area, interior, exterior, find a lot of infestation, that's when we make a call by doing a tenting. That's when you cover the property with the tarp for 48 hours. Because why? Because a local treatment would not be effective. You'll be wasting your time and money, and we issue a warranty, 1-year warranty with the local treat, 5-year warranty with the tenting job. Okay, it's more expensive, but it's 99% effective versus the local treat.
Great. Javi, I want to thank you for your time and the wonderful experience that we had talking about termites.
I know it's not a pretty subject, but it's something that needs to be looked at.
It needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions about termite, please contact Javi. His information is going to be in our video. And once again, thank you.
Thank you so much.